As I said, this has to do with sick leave for our frontline grocery store and healthcare workers. It requires 1 hour sick leave for every 30 hours worked, and it only applies to grocery store employers that have 25 or more employees. There's been studies that have done that shows that sick employees cost the American economy about $160 billion a year. And that's not just people who are missing work sick, but people who are spreading around illness to other workers and getting those workers sick and causing economic loss in our country. I would also note that in 2021, Christopher Newport University did a poll of all Virginians, and they found that 88% of Virginians support sick leave for all workers, not just healthcare and grocery store, but for everybody. So here we are again on the floor debating another 88% issue that 9 out of 10 Virginians support. And we're going to have maybe we'll have a debate, maybe we won't, but I hope we have more unanimity about it. I just want to note that in 2021, UFCW had estimated that as of that time, 91,000 grocery store workers had been infected, 456 had been killed by COVID. The story's even worse for healthcare workers. The World Health Organization estimated that between 80,000 and 180,000 healthcare workers were killed by COVID. That's approximately the midpoint of that's about 110,000. So about half of a Senate district's worth of healthcare workers killed. And I would submit that if we provided sick leave to folks and they didn't feel compelled to work, where they would be exposed or spread illness to others or to other patients, or, for example, in grocery stores to people walking by the cash register, we would have seen less illness spread and less death. Madam President, I think this bill is a common sense measure. It's a small step towards providing sick leave. And I think if there's anybody that deserves sick leave in our state, it's these people that work on the front lines for us every day. I hope we can pass the bill.
Chair recognizes Senator Normand, the gentleman from James City County.
Thank you, Madam President. I rise in opposition to the bill.
The senator has the floor.
Ladies and gentlemen of the Senate, I have no misconceptions about where this bill is going, but it is extraordinarily perplexing to me. I understand the frontline workers in the healthcare community as they are put in harm's way every day. Beyond that seems nothing more than a pandering to unions to me. And in fact, when the presentation, and you can make faces, but when the presentation was made in committee, the presenter referenced the union committee that was pushing this. And I say to you, if in fact we are so concerned about frontline workers, how about the individuals at the pharmacies where they are dealing every day with individuals who are coming in to drop off or pick up prescriptions who are suffering from some illness? How about the teachers? How frontline are they when they have 20 to 30 students that come in from a variety of backgrounds and a variety of observations about their health issues? How about some of the convenience store workers that are constantly dealing with people? It's just that they are not part of the unions. I say that in a more appropriate approach on this bill would be to limit it to healthcare workers, or perhaps we should provide an amendment on it that requires everyone who is considered a frontline worker in any line of work to wear a mask because they are so effective. Thank you, Madam Chairman. Madam President.
Chair again recognizes Senator Sorovel.
Thank you, Madam President. If nobody else desires to speak to
the senator may continue.
Thank you, Madam President. I would just like to note, first of all, for the senator from J City County, Madam President, that on line 40 of the bill, it defines a health care provider as having the same meaning as under 8.01, 581.1. And if you turn to 801, 581.1 of the code, a health care provider is defined to include pharmacists. So pharmacists are covered by this bill as long as they're just basically covered because there's no employee cap. So pharmacists are actually in. So I'm sure the pharmacists appreciate your concern. With regard to the teachers, I'm pretty sure most of our teachers already get paid sick leave. So to the extent, and they also, by the way, weren't required to be around students for much of the pandemic, but to the extent they are now, they still have sick leave. So I think our teachers are taken care of. It's our people that work on an hourly basis that are the ones that are the most exposed to this. And I don't think anybody in this country really realized how exposed our grocery store workers are until that pandemic occurred, and you're out there trying to get your food and exposing yourself every day, and you're thinking about these people you're walking by in line paying for your food, and they're sitting there looking at 30, 40, 50, 100 people going by them in line every day, wondering whether they're breathing in a virus as they do their job. These are the people that need protection, Madam President, and I hope we could do it with this bill.
The question is, shall the bill pass? Those in favor of passage will record their votes aye. Those opposed, no. Are the senators ready to vote? Have all the senators voted? Does any senator desire to change their vote? The clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 22, noes 18.
Ayes 22, noes 18. The bill passes.